Today, let's talk about vocal layering. Vocals are one of the most important aspects when it comes to the success of your track. They can really make or break a song, and layering them is going to make them sound clearer, have more presence, and be a bit more dominant in your mixes. I'm going to go through a few of the techniques commonly used when doubling and layering your vocals. And then after that, I'm going to jump into a session and show you a few of them in action. Let's get into it. One of the most effective and common ways of giving your vocals that extra depth is to double them. This is simply recording your lead vocal again, either once or twice, so you can pan them hard left and hard right, and this is going to give your vocal a much bigger sound. You will almost always hear vocal doubling in the chorus these days. Plugins can also be used to achieve the same effect here, such as Wave's Doubler, but I do tend to shy away from these plugins if I have the option to record them in myself. If you have the option to record something instead of having to create it in post, I would definitely do it. Even if you don't use it in the end, you've got that option available to you if you want to. Another effective method of layering vocals is harmonies. Harmonies are also often used in choruses and sometimes throughout the rest of the song to help to accent important lines in your verses and pre-choruses. In major keys, a major third or major fifth is a great place to start. But there really isn't a limit to what you can do here. So go wild, experiment, have fun with it, and create something that sounds good to you. Another option for harmonies is to simply do a lower or higher octave. These are ones I will always try and get. Even if I don't use them in the end, they're great to have just in case. I always love to add some oohs or ahs in the choruses. They can really help to add another dynamic to the chorus and really help bring it out from the rest of the song. These can also be really useful to help make unique pad and synth sounds for your songs, and can save so much time trying to find that perfect pad sound on your DAW. For these, I really wouldn't be afraid of experimenting with lots of delay, phase, reverb, and even distortion. Again, just see what works for you, sounds good, and works in your song. Additional vocal layers. I normally like to experiment a little bit with some more unconventional methods of layering vocals. I sometimes like to get a whisper that will bring more air and breath to the mix. Sometimes I'll have the singer do a very lazy take. You can get that nice raspiness at the back of the throat, and it can just help to add some more character to the vocals. So let's jump into a chorus I wrote earlier, and I can show you some examples of these techniques. So here we are in the session, and let's take a listen to what I started with.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
So it's sounding good, but we really just want to bring out those vocals a little bit more, especially if this is going to be the chorus. So the first thing I started with was our doubles. Like I said before, this is essentially just re-recording the lead vocal line 2 more times and panning it hard left and right. So let's take a listen to the doubles added in.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
So as you can hear, the vocals are much wider now, and they're starting to come to the front of the mix a little bit more. So next up we added another double, but sung slightly different. So we're sticking with the same melody, but we sung it more at the back of the throat and in our head voice. Let's take a listen to the new double just on its own.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling.
As you can hear, it's much airier than the first double we had. So let's hear that in the mix.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
It's starting to sound really good now. I really love the high end these second doubles have added. So now let's move on to the harmonies. I added a higher harmony and a lower harmony in this. Let's take a listen.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
These vocals are really starting to take shape now. I really like the harmonies. They help to accent the second half of every line as well, which I like. And it's just starting to sound even wider and have a lot more depth to it. Next up, we added our low octave harmony. Let's hear that.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
This just adds a little bit of low end, a little bit more depth. It's quite quiet in the mix, but I don't feel like we need too much of that. And then to end with, I added 2 more unconventional layering methods. So I've got a lazy take of the low harmony and I've got a whisper take. Let's listen to both of them on their own first, and then we'll hear it all together.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling.
And everything together.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
And without.
You say I'm not trying, I swear I am, darling. You say I'm not falling again.
As you can hear, the vocals sound so much wider and bigger now, and they're going to have so much more impact on the listener. So I know there's quite a lot in this session, but it's just great to have all these options. You don't necessarily have to use everything, but it's good to have it there. I hope you've been able to take something from this video and you'll be able to apply these techniques to your own songs. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about here, or there's any other things you want me to go over in future videos, let me know down below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.